Good morning, friends. I have something on my mind that I would like to talk about a little bit. I made a lady quite unhappy with me the other day on a Facebook forum. This is in Bulgaria, a group of expats that live in the Veliko Tarnovo area. And she was asking where she could buy weed killer. And people were chiming in with all kinds of suggestions of where she could find this chemical. A few other people spoke up and, encouraged her not to do this. And I was one of those people, and it made her angry with me. And she told me to just mind my own business and scroll on by, that I didn't need to be, I forget how she put it. She said something sarcastic, And I said, actually, I do need to speak up because, for those who don't know, these poisons, the most popular one, and I'm not a big expert on this, but I've been following it enough to know that we should all be paying attention. The big companies are running circles around us and continuing to sell very dangerous chemicals. And the thing is, when you use stuff like this, you're not just putting it in your yard, you're not just putting it on your land. It leaches down through the soil and get into your groundwater. And in a place like Bulgaria, that might not seem like such an issue because there's so much nature, right? But I'm from Florida, and I've seen how rapidly these things can change and the damage that we can do to nature. So I decided to tell a little story. Years ago, I lived in Nepal for a bit, and I met a gentleman. He was doing a cooperative type of an effort with some other people from around the world to try to start a place where they would be able to try out some different kinds of sustainable ideas, and was looking for a completely non-contaminated piece of land in Nepal. That's where the Himalayas are, like a lot of mountainous areas where people don't live so much. He had the most terrible time actually finding a piece of land that when they tested it, it was not contaminated by chemicals. This is a warning to all of us that we need to be more mindful. We're only here temporarily. None of us really own land. We're just borrowing a piece of earth. And, the future deserves to be more taken into consideration. There was life before weed killers. There was life before all of these dangerous chemicals. And if you're not going to worry about your own health, at least please care about the health of others and realize that, a weed is a plant out of place. It's just a plant we don't like. And yes, it can be bothersome and challenging, but there's other ways to handle this. And there's also, the possibility of reconsidering what you think is absolutely necessary for your environment. And maybe try to coexist with nature a bit more rather than trying to beat it into compliance. Okay, getting off my soapbox, walking up a hill. You guys have a great day. Thanks for listening.